All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and get started with Manager Bud Black. Patrick Saunders, why don't you start us off?
Hi, buddy. Start off talking about Antonio. I believe he had 12 ground ball outs. What pitch in your mind was getting that? We know that's kind of his MO when he's pitching well. What pitch was working tonight for him?
Yeah, I think our whole pitching staff. I think we lead the guy got to double check this, but I think we lead the majors in ground ball outs. So anyhow, I think tonight with Senza, fastballs, both sides of the plate. He really did a good job of throwing the ball inside the lefties. That produced some grounders. He choked off some swings, jammed him. There was a ground ball there. There was a ground ball with the breaking ball down. The righties down and away with the hard slider. I think those two pitches created the grounders.
Hey, buddy, how proud of the starting rotation are you of what they're doing, particularly here at Coors Field? Their ERA has been really good lately.
It's been outstanding. I think that the environment here, and these guys aren't fazed by it. We talked about mental toughness and to be able to pitch here and withstand this place, and these guys have done it for years now and haven't vibrated, haven't melted. It just shows how tough they are. Very proud of them. I think we knew going in that if we could keep these five guys healthy, plus Chi Chi, we felt pretty good about our rotation. So, and they're doing it. And again, I think there's a lot of pride amongst the group. They feed off each other. They're close. They support each other each and every day, no matter who's starting. Bullpen sessions, workouts. It's cool to watch these guys. It really is. And it's for me now to come in at about the same time they did. It's been one of the joys of this job is watching this starting rotation get to where they are right now.
And one more for me, a minor housekeeping thing. I believe most of us had Austin Gomber pitching Friday, John Gray tomorrow. You just flip-flopped them, right? I mean, because they both pitched on the same day, Saturday in the doubleheader.
I'm sorry, I thought that was out there. If it didn't get out there, I apologize. But, a couple things on that. We wanted to break up Kyle and Austin, and we thought this was the time to go to the off day on Monday that enabled everybody to get an extra, to pitch on regular rest or get an extra day. And we felt as though we wanted to split the lefties and give John an extra day.
That's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thomas Harding, go ahead.
Yes, buddy. What was it that you've seen from Senzatela to where even if a game doesn't go his way, he's able to stay even keel? Because I've seen a very even keel performance from him this year.
That's what he's shown. I think over the last couple of years, the even temperament, the self-discipline to maintain his poise, but yet he's as intense a competitor as we have. There's emotion in there. There's fire in the belly that we love. But he's grown up too. We talk about all these guys growing up and maturing and where they are now age-wise and service time. This rotation, Sense is just doing his thing as far as his development. So it doesn't surprise me that he's, in that what you're witnessing. And we haven't given him a lot of run support, right? You look at his record, what is it, 2-5, but he's pitched some really good games and come out of games, with the game in the balance right there. He's kept us in games. We just haven't given him a lot of run support.
You've been part of teams that have kind of built over time. Do you feel like, though, with this starting rotation that you are closer to where you want to be than maybe even the record right now?
Well, starting pitching is critical to a team's long-term success over the course of the season. It gives a team a chance to win every night if they do what they're capable of doing, and they pitch to their talent. So we feel good about that. So again, there's other areas that we need to improve on moving forward, but you know, as long as we keep the starting rotation healthy, we feel good about those guys.
Thomas, anything else?
Yes, I just wanted to ask you about Tapia. We've been talking about him for a while here, and for him to, you know, go the opposite way for a couple of hits, hit a soft blooper, but stay on some balls. Is this the type of thing that you've seen maybe ignite him a bit?
Well, hopefully this is a good sign. I think that usually gets them back on track when you see the line drive to left center, hard ground ball to the left side, his last step back. You know, he caught a break with the ball that fell in front of Garcia. But, you know, when I looked up at the scoreboard and I saw Tap at 250 and on base at 307, that didn't look right. And then, you know, then here came a couple more hits. So, you know, hopefully this is, you know, the valley for Tap, and he can, you know, pick it back up where we think he can get to.
Thank you, buddy.
I'll go to Tracy Ringolsby and then finish up with Larry Patrick. Tracy, go ahead.
But a couple things. One, for Fuentes, he kind of snaps out of that 1 for 16 or whatever he was in, 0 for 15 on the last road trip. But
Yeah.
It's what you've seen out of a few guys lately, right? That they go through those things and all of a sudden they have big games.
Yeah, you know, what happened on the road trip, we had a lot of guys with those types of numbers, Tracy. I mean, you go down and you look at, you know, you look at the road trip and you see you see those numbers, and Josh was in that group, and there's another number of guys that, you know, fell in there right along with him. Mac swung it pretty well on the road trip, and that was about it. Charlie had a few knocks, but, you know, all the other guys was a little tough. But, you know, Josh bounced back, you know, last night, you know, a couple hits, and, you know, 3 tonight, you know, 2 on breaking balls and the fastball for the homer. That's a good sign when he's, you know, hitting that fastball, you know, left center, up the middle, and then also staying on the breaking ball too. So that's a good sign. Josh had a good night at the plate too. He took some good swings, swung and strikes, took balls. Yeah, he had a good night. He and Tap both. I mean, Tap had a good night too. You know, that ball he hit in the first inning, that was hard to the shortstop. So, you know, hopefully Tap can springboard tonight into tomorrow and through the weekend.
The other thing is, you know, the first 3 innings, the team didn't really do a lot against Lyles, but it seems like after that they settled in and you saw a big effort out of them that we haven't necessarily seen a lot of this year.
You know, we made him work a little bit. I think after 2 innings, he had 42 pitches. You know, after 2, and I think Senza had, you know, like 13. So, you know, they were out there a lot. Senza was efficient through the first. Senza was efficient the whole game. I think Senza was, you know, 13 after 2, 30 after 3, 42 after 4. I mean, he was pounding the strike zone, getting outs, and they were aggressive early in the count. And you know, Senza made pitches to get him out. But you know, once we got you know, the second, third around Lyles, I thought we had, you know, we hit the ball hard. We caught a couple breaks, but you know, I think we wore him down a little bit.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll finish up with Larry Patrick. Larry, go ahead.
Yes, buddy, other than giving up the lead briefly, how satisfying was this game overall with the timely hitting and the pitching? And it just seemed like everything came together well tonight.
Agree, Larry. I think it was a well-played game. You know, I thought we situational hit well. We got a sacrifice fly when Daza moved Tappy over to third with 1 out, tried to bunt for a base hit, which was a good play. You know, their catcher made a nice play on him, but you know, I thought it was a pretty clean game all the way around. We played the defense, with the exception of the one, you know, ground ball that Hampy had to sort of go to his left and charge a little bit and couldn't get it out of his glove. But you know, Senza was efficient, kept our fielders on their toes. I thought we swung the bats well. You know, we situational hit. We got 2 out hits. We did a lot of good things tonight. which I think are reflective of what I think we can do.
We had talked about yesterday, Hampson struggling just a bit, came up with 2 hits, including a bunt, steals a base, Tapia comes through. That's got to be exciting to see, you know, the players like that just coming through like they can.
So that's playing their game. You know, I think with him, he got to base hit his first at bat on the breaking ball to left. And then the push bunt against the left-handed pitcher. You know, that's part of his game, and the stolen base. You know, that's what Hampy does. I mean, it's, you know, the type of player that he can be, you know, on a nightly basis, right? To be a pest, to put pressure on the defense, you know, put the ball in play, and contribute in a lot of different ways. So, you know, good for him bouncing back after, you know, last night not executing a bunt, which, you know, he was frustrated because that's, you know, it's like I said last night, he's our best punter. He takes pride in it. He practices. And again, it just goes to show that, you know, players are human. There's mistakes in there. There's failure, but it's how you get up. You know, it's how you